it up. Backing it up. The ish I'm talking. Backing it up. What's up? Shout out to everybody. Saturday. It is 12 p.m. West Coast time. It is 3 p.m. East Coast time. We are here. Tap in with your boy. Let's get it started. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Everything is sounding smooth. Everything looking good. What's up with my people out there, man? Tap in with your boy. Ghost Dog 97. What's popping? Man. Well, what do we have here? Is Poetic Flacco trying to destroy Corey Holcomb's career? Or do we say, nah, Corey Holcomb's doing it to himself? Poetic Flacco's just reporting the news. He just reporting the news. We can't blame it on Poetic Flacco. But then some people are saying Poetic Flacco, he's instigating. He's pointing things out every week. He makes several videos about Corey. Well, this is the YouTube game. This is what this comes with the territory. You make a name for yourself. People do reaction videos. Do you guys know that Anton Daniels is suing Taz the GOAT? He said he's suing Taz the GOAT. Whack 100 was about to beat up Poetic Flacco. Yeah, I remember that. P Nice from Long Beach had to pull Whack 100 back and say, hey, man, chill. Don't do it, bro. I remember P Nice stopping, you know what I mean, Whack 100 for putting them pals on Poetic Flacco's jaws for show. Hit the like button. True Warrior Scholar, man, I appreciate the feedback. He said both. See, two things can be true at the same time. Corey Holcomb is giving people a lot of ammunition to come at him. He's giving people a lot of content. That's true. But at the same time, it seems like Poetic Flacco is enjoying Corey Holcomb's downfall. He's celebrating the fact that Corey is losing numbers. He said that Corey is an idiot, an old man who's degenerate. I mean, Poetic Flacco said all of that. True Warrior Scholar, shout out to you, man. He said Flacco has a grudge after Corey made it personal with a BBL joke. Corey Holcomb said, yeah, man, dude got a BBL, man. All that jiggly. He sat up there and got a BBL as a black male. A BBL as a black male. Slam Newton said, BBL dude. So, yeah. Tap on in, man, and enjoy the show, man. We finna dive right into the conversation. Shout out to the foundational Black Americans. Shout out to all my Black folks who rock with me globally. I got a lot of Black folks who rock with me from Canada, the UK, Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Even in Brazil. So I got Black folks who rock with me globally, and you know, if they keep it trill, I'm gonna keep it trill. You already know on the damn deal. Corey got to realize everything ain't for the internet. Shout out to Scoop 2003. Exactly, my brother. Exactly. Hit the like button, you heard. Let's get down with it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. The truth ain't never pretty. Well, sometimes it can be pretty, but most of the time it gets ugly. Just giving you the facts, bringing you the reality. King Supreme. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Saturday, we getting ready to cook this thing up. As soon as we get to 100 people in the live chat, then I'll dive right into the conversation. I'll get into the content. Hit the like button. Some of the realest in the game. He said, real, but these ninjas will wake up trying to get straight into the algorithm. Yeah, Ghost Dog, it's a job though, man. What I'm gonna tell you is this, like, what people don't realize is being an influencer is a full-time job, right? It ain't easy as what it seems. You gotta make content that people want to hear. You got to be able to entertain and educate at the same time. Delivery matters, swagger and personality matters. So you got to look at all of those factors. But shout out to everybody, man. But yeah, man, time, effort, and energy. TEE. Time, effort, and energy. That's TEE, man. King Supreme. Shout out to Royalty in the building. You already know, my brother. I appreciate you for sliding through. Just like I appreciate everybody else for sliding through. You know. So let me get this straight. We can tell lies and no proof against Anton Daniels, but Corey in his PDF comments, lies, and who's lying on Anton Daniels? Now you see this goofy right here? No one has to make up lies about Anton Daniels. Everything is on the internet. When I said Anton Daniels got sex played by Fleece Johnson, it was true. Fleece Johnson told Anton he got a nice butt and a nice booty. Anton giggled about it. I showed the video. Anton Daniels threatened to sue Corey Holcomb. True story. Anton Daniels is threatening to sue Taz the GOAT. True story. Tampon Daniels flagged my channel. True story. Tampon was in a hotel with Mika. True story. We all have the video. Everything we said about Tampon Daniels, we have the evidence, we have the receipts, we have the proof. Show me the lies that was told on Tampon. I double dare you to show me the lies that was told on Tampon Daniels. I bet money you can't show me the lie that was told on this dude. You're just a fan, so you're going to make excuses for everything he do. Everybody that spoke, listen, everybody that spoke on Tampon Daniels has receipts, evidence. So we have proof for Mika just elegant. Listen, homie. If you a married man and you're in a hotel with a married woman, and then you say, well, she stays in pocket with me, she listens to me, we have the receipts for that. Nobody's making these things up. No allegations. We brought the receipts to prove what's really going on. So there's no allegations. We got receipts. Now, why don't you sit down and take 10 seats? Maybe you can learn something. Everything that was said about Tampon Daniels, we all have proof. Speculation, man. This dude is goofy, man. This dude is goofy. You know why we can't get nowhere as black folks? Because we got idiots like this that's talking about speculation when literally we have the videos to prove everything we've been saying. Everything I've said about Tampon, I showed you in a video. I gave you the evidence. Produce the receipts. It's not my fault that Tampon is your hero and you don't want to accept the things that he's done to make himself look goofy. It's not my fault that you're a fanboy of Tampon and you don't want to accept the facts. You don't want to accept the reality. That is a personal problem. If I bring you receipts and videos, we're past speculation at that point because I have the evidence. Now, let me teach this idiot something. Speculation is this is speculation. Let me educate this idiot. This is speculation right here. Let's say I said, I think Anton Daniels is I think he's whatever I might say. I think the guy is I think he's the type of person that'll sue, right? But I don't have no evidence. That's just speculation. I'm just telling you what I think. But later on down the line, we have videos of him saying he's going to sue somebody. So there's videos of him threatening to sue somebody. Now, we didn't already pass speculation now. We have the evidence to prove that this is what he wants to do. Why? Because he said it in the video. We have the proof. We have the evidence. Speculation goes out of the window once you have evidence. You fool. Anyway, let's get into the content though. We got a guy in the comment section who can't separate speculation from evidence. If the police say, I think Red Supreme did this, right? But they have no proof, it's just hearsay, that's speculation. Now, if the police say, well, I believe Red Supreme did this, but here's the video, we got him on video robbing somebody, that's not speculation anymore. They got me on video, they caught me red-handed. The fact that I had to explain something like that, it just shows you how dumb a lot of these people are. They're too dumb to be typing in the comment section. Learn the difference between speculation versus somebody having evidence, proof, receipts.
An absolute degenerate who has lost touch with reality and has lost a pulse on his own audience. And last night podcast proves it. So for starters, all that talk about how he's not bothered by the comment section is over with, because Corey Holcomb is now officially deleting mean comments about him and comments of people disagreeing with him. Users are calling him out about it in the comment section. They will leave a comment disagreeing with Corey, and then they look 20 minutes later, their comment is gone because Corey is going through it and deleting comments manually because he's thin-skinned. But Corey Holcomb don't know this, maybe because he's old or he's a narcissist or he's delusional. Bro, deleting comments is not going to get people to forget about their opinions they have about you. Last night's podcast was probably the worst the live comment section has ever been. Because Corey, new content strategy now is coming on the podcast and straight up projecting. He comes on the podcast, he hears the critiques people have about him, and then he projects those critiques that people have about him onto other people. So, and the live chat was calling him out while he was doing it. So Corey Holcomb starts the podcast, right, to discuss his algorithm. As if we don't know what an algorithm is and how an algorithm works. So Corey Holcomb starts to complain that there's too much drama and gossipy videos in his algorithm, and he don't like it.
Well, Corey Holcomb, I'm going to show you where Corey Holcomb is wrong. Corey Holcomb talks about people all the time, but we all do that as podcasters, as you know, as podcasters, as YouTubers. Some may say influencers, right? Corey Holcomb makes videos about people all the time that he doesn't know personally. You know, he makes backdooria jokes. My thing is this, I got love for Corey, but I got to be real. Corey, if you can make videos about Cheyenne Bryant and all these people, well, you can't get mad when people make videos about you. It comes with the territory. Now, it'd be one thing if Corey never roasted people and talked about people himself. That would make sense. But we all know that 90% of us podcasters and YouTubers, we make content on other people. We love to cover stories, juicy stories that people want to hear. So if you're a podcaster or a YouTuber, at some point you can say that's gossip. News reporters gossip about crime, what's going on in certain areas when they report on something. So you can't be a podcaster and a YouTuber and then say that somebody else is a gossiper. Now you can be messy. People who want to dig into your past and expose something, and you know, people can be messy, but there's a difference between reporting something that's in the media versus you digging into somebody's past with the purpose of exposing them for something that people don't know about. You know, like your Tasha K's, you know, like your Wendy Williams. I got the tea. I'm gonna spill the tea. I'm gonna put everybody up on game about something they don't know. So you got people who gossip about trending topics. Then you got people who are just flat out messy, who will do anything in their power to expose something. Oh, let me talk about his wife that he was married to 5 years. Let me talk about that job he got fired from 5 years ago. Let me talk about that domestic violence charge he got on his record. You know, stuff like that. I don't do none of that.
I'm talking about there's a shift in the world that has become very concerning. I don't know what I'm going to do about my YouTube, because the algorithm in my YouTube is some of the music that I look up. Occasionally, I'll get some information about Stoic principles, because I've clicked on that before.
Okay.
But do you know what my algorithm mainly consists of?
No, what?
Gossipy niggas.
Well, maybe it's attached because of the one guest. I don't know.
What is the one guess? Oh,
That, I
that
got
too. But this is
But
what I'm saying.
that's
It's
probably
not
what
just that.
I was gonna say that's probably what connected it though and started it though.
When I look at the state of black YouTube, I'm ashamed. We only tear each other down.
First off, ain't nobody more gossipy than Corey Holcomb. Ain't nobody more negative than Corey Holcomb. Don't nobody tear down other people more than Corey Holcomb. Do Corey Holcomb forget that he been calling black women gorillas that he don't like for years? That he been attacking celebrities, calling them backdooria, putting gay allegations on them? Do Corey Holcomb forget that he comes on the show and he talks about people like dogs for years? But now as soon as it flips on him, as soon as people start making videos about him and his activities, now all of a sudden he's ashamed of black YouTube. Man, cut it out, man. And you go and blame Anton Daniels for why your algorithm is like that. You go and blame Anton Daniels for why YouTube keeps recommending you these videos as if we don't know how an algorithm works. An algorithm works because of you, right? You are the engine that keeps the algorithm going. If you keep watching gossipy videos, they're going to recommend gossipy videos to you, Corey. Yeah, so you probably should stop laying on your bed with your stomach on the mattress and your feet in the air as you watch these gossipy videos. You should probably stop doing that and go watch some other stuff. Go watch some science videos. Go watch some political videos if you want to get recommended, political and science videos. You watch gossipy videos because you are the most gossipy hoe nigga we know on YouTube. Corey starts off by saying that the gossipy videos are bad for society, but watch what this absolute degenerate, old, nasty, weirdo creep of an old man feels like is a better alternative to gossipy YouTube videos. Let him tell you what he believes is a better alternative. Look at his nonsense.
Unfortunately, YouTube does not allow OnlyFans models.
He said, how many of y'all leaving y'all daughters around Corey? I don't think Corey's a pedo, a PDF. I don't believe so. I just think Corey says a lot of wild things that he shouldn't say, but I don't believe the man is a PDF. I don't believe that at all. So I'm not going to throw those allegations on my boy, but it would be wise to not make jokes like that. But shout out to Corey. But Corey, stay away from the sex jokes about minor children. It's going to hurt you, big dog. But I don't believe Corey's a PDF at all. No.
To flood the algorithm, meaning like women who aren't afraid to show.
So let's go back right here.
Old nasty videos. You watch gossipy videos because you are the most gossipy hoe nigga we know on YouTube. Corey starts off by saying that the gossipy videos are bad for society, but watch what this absolute degenerate, old, nasty, weirdo creep of an old man feels like is a better alternative to gossipy YouTube videos. Let him tell you what he believes is a better alternative. Look at his nonsense.
Unfortunately, YouTube does not allow OnlyFans models to flood the algorithm, meaning like women who aren't afraid to show their body. Did you hear what I said first? I said unfortunately. Because if the internet was flooded with OnlyFans models who showed their body and didn't do good, it would still be something worth looking at.
Yeah.
You just look at it. Oh, there's a woman. Let me look at her. Okay, that's good to look at.
So what world are you living in if you think that YouTube and these other social media apps are not promoting and showcasing women showing off their bodies on these apps? They are, okay? Maybe you should go look for that instead of the gossipy content if you want to see that on your algorithm. But what type of weird, degenerate old man do you have to be to honestly say that black people making content, covering the news, and covering other black people in media is like you're more ashamed of that than women showing their bodies, as if women showing their bodies on his app isn't as lowbrow as it gets. According to Corey Holcomb, he's ashamed of black people covering news and being journalists on his app, but he's not ashamed of women showing a pussy print for a like on YouTube. This is a degenerate old man, bruh. Degenerate, man. Now, Corey Holcomb gets even worse as this episode continues, bruh. And when I say bad, no, it gets worse, bruh. Corey Holcomb decided it was smart to essentially target and disparage the little of the audience he has left.
YouTube is full of gossipy men who fail at YouTube. And this is what's even sadder about these gossipy men who fail at YouTube. This is what's worse. They use pictures of the people everybody want to watch and see.
In my opinion, this is not a statement of fact. I think Corey Holcomb has to be taking something before the show. Corey Holcomb has to be doing some type of drug before these shows.
Yeah, I will say that. Like, him being a tether is kind of irrelevant to the conversation. I mean, you can bring it up if that's what you want to do, but it's not really relevant to the conversation. We're talking about somebody's actions and what they're doing to ruin their brand. See, what you guys got to understand is Poetic Flacco ain't the only person talking about Corey Holcomb. You got a lot of foundational Black Americans speaking about the downfall of Corey Holcomb, or at least they'll talk about the mistakes that he's made over the last 2 months, ever since he interviewed Tampon Daniel. So Poetic Flacco is not the only Black person covering this Corey Holcomb situation. You got a lot of FBA people covering the same topic, saying how Corey Holcomb is putting his foot in his mouth. Corey Holcomb has shot himself in the foot. Corey Holcomb is his own worst enemy. You got a lot of people making videos talking about Corey, not just the tether. There's a lot of foundational Black Americans who are making the same videos about Corey.
No way Corey Holcomb come on here and voluntarily embarrasses himself like this in his right state of mind. In my opinion,
At YouTube. This is what's worse. They use pictures of the people everybody want to watch and see.
in my opinion, this is not a statement of fact. I think Corey Holcomb has to be taking something before the show. Corey Holcomb has to be doing some type of drug before these shows, man. No way Corey Holcomb come on here and voluntarily embarrasses himself like this in his right state of mind. I refuse to believe that Corey Holcomb would prepare for this show and come on this show and say something this stupid on purpose. Bro, are you high? Are you drunk? Thumbnails are probably the most important part of YouTube. Thumbnails are there for you to accurately depict what the video is about, right? Thumbnails is there so you can alert the public, right? Hey, if you click on this video, this is what you have to expect. Putting my face on a thumbnail about a video about Jay-Z doesn't tell the person this video is about Jay-Z. That's what a thumbnail is for. That's the true intention of a thumbnail. Corey Holcomb probably don't understand this, because I'll be real, Corey Holcomb is a failing YouTuber. A lot of you guys probably see Corey Holcomb doing 100,000 right now. Corey Holcomb has lost 60.
Corey Holcomb is not a failing YouTuber. He's a guy who's made some critical mistakes over the past 2 months, especially after he, interviewed Tampon Daniels. But no, Corey is not a failing YouTuber. Corey just made some terrible mistakes these last couple of months. That's all. Corey Holcomb is still a great comedian. The brother has a lot of talent. But no, he's not a failing YouTuber at all.
Percent of his audience. Hey, if you click on this video, this is what you have to expect. Putting My face on a thumbnail about a video about Jay-Z doesn't tell the person this video is about Jay-Z.
Let me say this to Davin Lewis Pro. Do you know most of the people in the streets are snitching, right? Do you know that most people in jail gossip all day about prison politics, and a lot of times they lie on somebody to cross them up in dirty politics? You do know the majority of people are snitching in the streets, right? You do know a guy from Hoover, the dude from Hoover just went to jail and told on everybody. He got caught riding around with the murder weapon. He gets caught with the murder weapon in Inglewood, and guess what he does after that? He tells on everybody. Right? So much for being a gangster. And the crazy part about it is every hood has snitches. Every hood has informants. So when I see gangbangers pointing the finger at other, I'm like, bro, you got snitches in your hood too. There's snitches walking around your hood right now, and you ain't dealt with them. You ain't did nothing to them. Every hood got informants and snitches, especially in 2026. If you are smart, you're going to leave the street stuff alone, go get an education, and go get a damn career. There's a whole lot of snitching and telling among street cats, street ninjas. Anyway, let me get back to my content, though.
This in his right state of mind. I refuse to believe that Corey Holcomb would prepare for this show and come on this show and say something this stupid on purpose. Bro, are you high? Are you drunk? Thumbnails are probably the most important part of YouTube. Thumbnails are there for you to accurately depict what the video is about, right? Thumbnails is there so you can alert the public, right? Hey, if you click on this video, this is what you have to expect. Yeah. Putting my face on a thumbnail about a video about Jay-Z doesn't tell the person this video is about Jay-Z. That's what a thumbnail is for. That's the true intention of a thumbnail. Corey Holcomb probably don't understand this because I'll be real, Corey Holcomb is a failing YouTuber. A lot of you guys probably see Corey Holcomb doing 100,000 right now. Corey Holcomb has lost 60% of his audience. Corey Holcomb went from doing about 380,000 to about 120,000 in a week. That's 60% of his audience gone. And you know how Corey Holcomb could have prevented losing his audience? Probably better thumbnails, probably clips and better thumbnails with the clips. But Corey Holcomb is giving YouTube advice when, quite frankly, he has no idea how this works. Corey Holcomb just turned on channel memberships. That's how out of clue Corey Holcomb is. But Corey, who are you to call somebody a failure, Corey? Who are you? In this very next statement Corey Holcomb is about to say applies to Corey Holcomb himself. This is pure projection.
So let me get this right. You failed in school. You failed in the real world at a job. So if you know what you're doing with YouTube, you can make money. If you know what you're doing, and if you got the it to necessarily pull it off, how much of a failure must you be to start your video off with a picture of a person who hasn't failed and you still fail at YouTube? This has got to be the worst thing in the world. There are people who consistently put a picture up of somebody who hasn't failed, and they fail. This is my channel. No, it's not your channel. You use pictures of people. Of course, now they'll take an AI picture of you, D.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take an AI picture of somebody who's famous, who's found a way, and put that picture up there. So
I'm not even gonna do the Lil Boosie and Kodak Black talking about street and prison politics. Like, we got other things to talk about. That I might speak on it, I might touch on it from here and there, but for the most part, I really don't want to entertain like those conversations. Those are low frequency conversations for the most part. But anyway, let's get back to the content.
they can stay on there long. You use pictures of people. Of course, now they'll take an AI picture of you, D.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take an AI picture of somebody who's famous, who's found a way, and put that picture up there so they can stay on there longer because YouTube is getting rid of a lot of AI.
That's not even a coherent point. These people use AI pictures of you because YouTube is removing AI. Excuse me? So why would they use an AI picture if YouTube is removing AI? That's not even a coherent point, a coherent statement. But Corey, who is the successful people? First off, don't think that Corey Holcomb is talking about the plights of other celebrities being talked about. No, Corey Holcomb is talking about himself. And Corey, I'll be real, relatively, you are a failure. If we're being honest here, look at your peers, bro. Look at the people who you came up with. Look at where they're at and look at where you're at. Cat Williams is doing stadiums. Cat Williams is doing a Netflix special. You're still performing at a hole-in-the-wall venues every weekend. You are a failure compared to your peers. So I hope you're not saying that people put your picture in their thumbnails or in their videos because they are failures and they want to talk about people who are successful, because you're not successful, Corey, relatively compared to who you came up with, relatively compared to all the breaks you got, to all the opportunities you were provided. You actually underperformed in your career. You are 30 years in. You are 60 years old, almost 60, and you are performing at hole-in-the-wall venues. You can't possibly think that you are a success if you're starting every show nowadays after the backlash trying to prove to people that you're funny. Like Corey Holcomb, ever since he's been getting backlash and mean comments, he now inserts testimonials from his shows to prove that he's funny. Nobody who's secured in themselves is doing this, especially somebody with a 30-year career in comedy. You think Cat Williams is going on a podcast and having them insert a clip of people at his show laughing to prove he's funny? No, they're not, right? No, you are a loser, bro, right? And the only reason why we're calling you a loser, because I don't use language like this, is because he's calling people who are trying on YouTube losers. People who are probably doing like 1,000 views per video. They're grinding. They're building up to something. He's calling them a loser because they're not doing 100,000 views, where he has lost 60%.
Make sure that you guys bless the like button. The likes are free. So don't be hating on me. Bless that like button because those likes are for free. Get them up.
Of his audience. Bro, are you crazy? Right? And you wouldn't feel a need to prove to people at the beginning of every podcast that you're funny if you were actually successful.
And I want to let you know, I am so blessed for my weekends. When I go work, my weekends are productive. And I'm proud of that because I put a lot of work in. And there's a lot of people who may not understand what they're up against as they come against me. And, you know, I get it. You've been assigned to try to come against me. Okay. But, you know, while you sit at home and type and think of little bitch shit to say, this is what my weekends are like. Y'all got a video of when I was in Kansas City. Could you play that?
Hey, keep it real with me. Keep it real with me. Hey.
This is Corey in Kansas City last weekend. Bless that like button, man.
Home and type and think of little bitch shit to say. This is what my weekends are like. Y'all got a video of when I was in Kansas City. Could you play that?
Hey, keep it real with me. Keep it real with me. Hey, was the show funny?
Corey's still doing shows, right? But let's go.
Come here a lot, especially when I'm here doing shows with other comedians and everything. I've never seen myself or no other comedian that I work with make him laugh. He might chuckle, he might giggle. I've never seen this man stand out of his seat, clap his leg, and go, ha! And sit there. Never.
You know what's amazing when you say that? Because he see me every time I come. And is it something different every time?
It is. That's why I ain't bring you to my barbecue.
That Kansas City barbecue. Hard hope.
Listen, without context, this is innocent. This is okay. But with context, this is sinister. This is Corey Holcomb trying to rope in innocent people who has nothing to do with this situation to co-sign him. See, people are upset at Corey Holcomb not because they think Corey Holcomb is unfunny. No, they're upset at Corey Holcomb because Corey Holcomb made disturbing jokes about children. Corey Holcomb made disturbing jokes that no man should make about a child. Corey Holcomb put hands on a woman. That's why the internet is canceling Corey Holcomb. So when Corey Holcomb goes to these hole-in-the-wall shows and he shows people that innocent man who probably has no idea what's going on online is being recorded co-signing Corey Holcomb, and he's put it on the internet because Corey Holcomb needs validation. And that poor innocent man don't know he's co-signing somebody who said that kid privates are the best privates. Corey said that. Yes, he did. 100% fact he did. It's on camera. Corey Holcomb is such a monster and an evil human being that he starts to disrespect the only person who's been in his corner all this time, Darlene, right? He starts to disrespect her in her face in an underhanded manner, but I caught it. So
See, Corey Holcomb is getting mad, but what? Like, Corey, you have to realize this. Content creators are using you for content. People are paying their bills based on all these mistakes that you've been making. So you're giving these people the ammunition to produce all this content. That's all I'm saying, Corey. You need to strategize and think about what you're doing, because Poetic Flacco ain't the only person making videos speaking about Corey's mistakes. You got a whole lot of FBA channels doing the same thing. I even seen a few white guys making content about Corey Holcomb. Let's go.
Corey Holcomb goes on this tangent on how people who have to use other people to get on and get lit, they ain't ish, they ain't worth a damn, they failures. And then he goes on to bring up how Darlene's entire fame and career and everything she's ever had is tied to somebody. He brought it up at this specific time to disrespect her, but she's sitting there as if he's giving her a compliment.
Attention. There are some people who would not have no attention. The 92 people who watch their video gives them the drive to keep talking because somebody's listening. You know, I get it. It's a lonely world. It's a lonely, lonely world. And some of these guys, you can tell they don't have that it where when they're in the world, they can pull the type of beautiful things that somebody who popping can pull. Let me make sure I say that right. There are men in this world who can come out in two-tone cowboy hats and still win. But there are men in this world who, no matter what they do, they keep flopping. And they will put effort into trying to put up the picture of those who are popping. And most of them shame you. They shame you because this is their chance in life to do or say something about somebody that's popping. Because to be popping out here, it's just not an easy thing to do. It is scary thinking about trying to get to the level where it's popping for you.
Let's ignore that nonsense and get to a bigger point here, because calling him stupid is redundant at this point. Yeah, talking about other people on YouTube is the purpose of YouTube. All right, like, you're not a failure for doing that. So that's just stupid. But past that, you just listen to everything he just said, right? He just talked down upon people who utilize other people to come up, right? Watch how he throws Darlene into it and then describes Darlene as the perfect mooch. But yet he wants us to believe this is a compliment towards Darlene. Yo, that man just disrespected Darlene to her face, and she's sitting there thinking it's a compliment. He just says people who use other people for stuff and to come up are failures, while describing how you used a famous rapper, in the words of Corey Holcomb, for stuff. But he wants to paint it to you as if it's a compliment.
Some of us put in work. Some of us have fortune. Darlene, when she was young.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm just giving it to you real.
Okay.
When Darlene was young, she stood out enough where the great Ice-T chose her and combined forces with her, put her on his album covers.
Plural S covers.
Do you know how many wish they could do that?
2 covers, right? Huh?
2 covers. That's right. Do you know how many of these women out here in the algorithm don't like you because they will never be on nobody album cover because they not built to be on an album cover. Even with the wig they wear like it's theirs. They will never pop like that. The only thing they've done to get attention is talk about the people that's popping. Darlene.
And Corey, they're going to keep talking about the people that's popping. That comes with the territory. Corey, you made jokes about people in the industry who might have participated in what? Backdooria. You've made content about people who are more popping than you. I've seen Corey Holcomb. I've seen Corey Holcomb make fun of a gang of people that ain't talking about him. So my advice to you, Corey, if it's fair game for you to talk about people, then it's going to be fair game for them to talk about you. It comes with the territory, big dog. We still rock with you over here, my brother, but I got to be honest with you.
Years. They will never pop like that. The only thing they've done to get attention is talk about the people that's popping. Darlene, you've been in movies just because of your with the brother Ice-T. Am I right?
Very cool. Yes, that was very.
No matter what, there was a time in your life where you was living on a mansion on Sunset. Am I right?
Yes. 2 mansions, 1 lower and then 1 higher. Yeah.
You said 2 mansions. Don't be shy.
I'm telling you, I am
Darlene,
very grateful, and I cherish my. Yeah.
What you have accomplished. I'm talking about most of the algorithm whores would give their right and left leg to accomplish that.
There's only 2 options here, okay? Corey Holcomb is severely stupid, or this is a diss towards Darlene, all right? And I will go towards, this is a diss towards Darlene. There's no way in Corey Holcomb's brain he could logically follow the train of people who cover other people on YouTube and utilize other people's names and likeness to build a platform for themselves are mooches, they're leech, they're failures, while also saying Darlene only got in movies because she was connected to Ice-T and utilized his name and likeness to build a platform for herself. And she only got those mansions because she was linked to Ice-T. And
well, that is true. But that's not a real, I guess it could be an accomplishment. Look at Amber Rose. What was she known for? Sleeping with Kanye West, and she made something up out of it. But I blame the men for making these nobody-ass females popular, allowing these females to tether on to their success. What did Amber Rose do? She tethered on to the success of Kanye West. Amber Rose tethered on to the success of Kanye West. Kim Kardashian used Ray J for promo and became a billionaire, became very popular. So it's a common thing for women to use the men that they're sleeping with to leverage their career. They use that as leverage to elevate their own career. Ari Fletcher, what is she known for? Sleeping with G Herbo. Now sleeping with Moneybagg Yo. So it's a common thing for women to sleep with a man that's successful. Then they become successful after they tether on to his success. Kanye West and Amber Rose is a prime example. Make sure that you guys blast that like button. I don't know why we don't have 300 likes, but I think we already know why. We got a lot of hate watchers. You got a lot of gang goofy Gilligans. Now all of a sudden people don't want to bless the like button, and the likes come for free. When people got a problem with hitting the like button, you got a lot of hate watchers. You got a lot of hate watchers. About to figure that out, but that comes with the territory. It is what it is. Take your greasy fingers and bless that like button.
Out here in the algorithm don't like you because they will never be on nobody album cover because they not built to be on an album cover. Even with the wig they wear like it's theirs. They will never pop like that. The only thing they've done to get attention is talk about the people that's popping.
Yeah.
Darlene, you've been in movies just because of your with the brother Ice-T. Am I
that's
right?
Very cool. Yes, that was very.
No matter what, there was a time in your life where you was living on a mansion on Sunset. Am I right?
Yes, 2 mansions, one lower and then one higher. Yeah.
You said 2 mansions. Don't be shy.
I'm telling you, I am
Darlene,
very grateful, and I cherish my. Yeah.
What you have accomplished. I'm talking about most of the algorithm whores would give their right and left leg to accomplish that.
There's only 2 options here, okay? Corey Holcomb is severely stupid, or this is a diss towards Darlene, all right? And I will go towards, this is a diss towards Darlene. There's no way in Corey Holcomb's brain he could logically follow the train of people who cover other people on YouTube and utilize other people's names and likeness to build a platform for themselves are mooches, they're leech, they're failures, while also saying Darlene only got in movies because she was connected to Ice-T and utilized his name and likeness to build a platform for herself. And she only got those mansions because she was linked to Ice-T. And she only got on album cover because she was linked to Ice-T. There's no way in hell your P-brain can rationalize you thinking people who use other people's name and likeness to reporting them on YouTube as failures, but yet somebody who everything she ever has is tied to somebody's name and likeness is a success. Darlene, please do not.
Unfortunately, they do become successful. All it takes is for a female to sleep with the right guy, and she'll get fame and notoriety just based on who she's sleeping on. It don't based on who she's sleeping with. It don't work like that for men. Nobody respects a man who has to sleep with a woman to gain notoriety and fame, but it's a common thing to see women who do that, right? It's just a common thing. Hit the like button. Let's get back to it.
Darlene, now I understand you might think I'm a monster, Darlene, and I'm evil, but understand this man was in your face playing with you, bro. This man was playing with you in your face. That was a diss. Corey Holcomb is an evil, maniacal human being. This man was dissing the only person in his corner. Darlene, understand, this is a diss. All right? He just disrespected you to your face. Darlene, I'm sure you have accomplished much more than being Ice-T's woman at some point. Okay? Now, this episode, when I thought this was as bad as it would get, disrespecting your co-host to their face, disrespecting people in your audience. But then Corey Holcomb took it up a notch. Corey Holcomb decided, okay, that he was going to stick up for other successful people who YouTubers are tearing down. He decided he was going to defend a man in Dwight Howard who has allegations, multiple allegations.
Think about this. I'm gonna let this play.
That's spanning over what, the last decade.
Get the likes up, people. We got 300 plus people watching, but only 130 likes. Only 130 likes. So what we need to do is we need 200 people to bless that like button. And if we can't do that, then we're going to move on to the next show. Because for some reason, we got a lot of hate watchers. We got more hate watchers than supporters on this particular show. So it is what it is. But Corey Holcomb is, I don't know if he has anybody in his corner giving him advice, or if somebody is giving him advice and he just don't listen to him. One thing I will say is Corey Holcomb has made he's made a lot of mistakes. And now people are using Corey for content so that they can pay their bills. Poetic Flacco has been making videos about Corey every week since the Anton Daniels situation. People are using Corey. People are paying their bills, using you for content, bro, and you keep giving them the ammunition they're looking for.
Child abuse? Apparently, we are parasites and we're pathetic for talking about the Dwight Howard allegations. It's so on brand for Corey Holcomb to defend an alleged abuser.
Like the roaches do. This is what my algorithm is about. I don't like watching all the gossipy men talk crazy about everybody that they think they can talk about. What's happening now? I've seen something with, I hate to bring it up. The brother Dwight Howard.
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
I don't know everything about what he got going on, but I know this. Dwight Howard is an NBA. It might be a Hall of Famer. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I know he was a good player in the NBA.
Yeah, he cold. You can't take that from
Y'all women, answer this. Is Dwight Howard a handsome man?
He's good looking fella.
I love me a chocolate tall man.
He's a good
Dwight
looking
Howard
fella.
is
With
handsome.
the big shoulders, everything, right?
Got a nice smile.
So listen to me. He has had rumors of being out there switching up, messing with men, and I would joke about that. But let me tell you something. Every time I saw Dwight Howard, he had a smile on his face.
Just because you have a crush on Dwight Howard, Corey, does not take away from what's going on. None of us knows what's going on. However, you deal with some very serious allegations, okay? The daughter was taken away by CPS for things that Dwight Howard is apparently doing in the home, right? Dwight Howard is blaming his wife. His wife is blaming Dwight Howard, claiming she's lying. The kids are involved there. Dwight Howard's son was touching on other kids. His baby mama claimed that Dwight Howard is the reason why his son was touching on other kids. The baby mama claimed Dwight Howard was abusing other children. Kids are involved here. So the fact that because you have a crush on Dwight Howard, you were dismissing this is crazy.
But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health, through this, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I'm at the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before.
We don't know what's going on with Dwight Howard and this situation. We don't know what's going on. But what I do know, though, from my perspective, is these allegations are serious enough that if you're Corey Holcomb and you have the allegations over your head of essentially saying inappropriate things about kids, you got a whole lot of, I don't know
what's going on with this, man. But one thing I do know is some of these people don't have common sense, man. This guy said it's always a foreigner that does this on YouTube. Straight haters. Listen, man, there's several FBA channels making the same content on Corey Holcomb. See, some of you guys in this FBA community, some of you guys are just followers. You don't even have your own brain. Because if you had your own brain, you would realize that there's tons of foundational Black Americans criticizing Corey Holcomb, making several videos about him as well. It ain't just Poetic Flacco. If you don't believe me, type in Corey Holcomb's name, and you're gonna see a lot of foundational Black Americans who are also making videos about him. So it ain't just tethers. It ain't just tethers who are going at Corey Holcomb. I know you want to blame everything on tethers. I get it. That's how some of these people in the FBA community think. Shout out to the real people in the FBA community who understand what's real and what's not. But you got a lot of people in the FBA community, unfortunately, which are just a lot of trolls with fake accounts. A lot of these people lack common sense and they blame everything on tethers. When in reality, you have more foundational Black Americans you got more foundational Black Americans criticizing Corey Holcomb than you have tethers. That's a fact.
Statements coming out of your mouth, you probably do not want to touch this. Not abusive children. You don't want to even offer up any defense because people can pull up certain things that you've said in the past and they can easily interpret it as, man, Corey Holcomb maybe on some nasty stuff with children. And because those statements can be interpreted as that, you don't want to.
Some of our FBA people, they spend too much time talking about tethers, man. I promise you. It's like every day, tethers. It's like, come on, bro. We got a lot of stupid people in our own community that needs correction, that needs to be put in a place. Right? And I rock with FBA, but at the same time, I'm real enough to call out the flaws. You got people in our own community that's unaliving each other, abusing women, abusing children, unaliving brothers, and these are fellow foundational Black Americans. Why would I talk about tethers every day while ignoring the stuff that we do in our own community that needs to be cleaned up? Now, I get it. Spreading awareness about tethers is cool. Spreading awareness about white supremacists is cool. But the biggest threat to a foundational Black American is another foundational Black American, not no damn tether. If you go to New York City, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Houston, your biggest threat is going to come from another foundational Black American, not a damn tether. Now, tethers can be problematic, and when it's time to correct them, it's time to correct them. But some of our brothers spend way too much time talking about tethers while ignoring the degenerate behavior in our own community. Gang violence, Black women who are feminists, Black women who abort their babies, Black men who focus on unaliving each other. So we're gonna sit up there and ignore all of that and just talk about tethers and white supremacists all day, while ignoring the stuff that we're doing to one another. The biggest threat to a white man is another white man. The biggest threat to a foundational Black American, unfortunately, is another foundational Black American. So I don't want to hear no bullshit about no tethers all day. It's cool to hear it sometimes, but nah, homie, the biggest threat to a foundational Black American is another foundational Black American. When it's time to correct a tether, I have no problem with it. When it's time to correct the white man, I have no problem with it. But too many people in the FBA community some of our people are way too obsessed with tethers and white supremacy. Some of us, not all of us. Well, I'll say a lot of us.
Near anything.
They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before.
We don't know what's going on with Dwight Howard and this situation. We don't know what's going on. But what I do know, though, from my perspective, is these allegations are serious enough that if you're Corey Holcomb and you have the allegations over your head of essentially saying inappropriate things about kids, you got
Listen, I don't even know why you guys are worried about that. Black Americans are popping. That's why people talk about us. They should talk about us because we're popping. Tethers ain't stopping you. Listen, tethers ain't the ones. Tethers are not the ones unaliving you in record-breaking numbers in your own community. That's done by your own fellow foundational Black Americans. Nobody forces FBA women to abort their babies in the highest numbers. Nobody forces FBA men to gangbang and unalive one another. The biggest problem, listen, I keep telling you guys, man, listening to tethers, like listening to tether talk all day is bogus. Because when you talk about tethers all day, you ignore what's going on in your own backyard. You ignore the stuff that we're doing to each other in our own communities. I could easily make videos all day criticizing tethers and get bigger numbers right now. The FBA community would love me if I never criticized Black women and I just talked about tethers and white supremacy all day. We would have way more likes in the comment section and way more supporters if I talked about tethers and white supremacy all day. I promise you. Our problem in the FBA community is this: we don't like to be criticized for the nonsense we do. Because the moment you criticize Black women, a lot of those FBA women, they don't want to show up no more. A lot of these FBA simps, they follow the women. If I made content criticizing tethers and white supremacy all day, my numbers would be way larger than what they are right now. But I'm too real to do that. That's fake. Yes, I would get more numbers and more supporters, but I don't want fake people. If you're going to expose something, you got to talk about everything. You got to talk about everything that affects the Black community, not just white supremacy and tethers. A lot of this bullshit we're doing to ourselves. Nobody's gunning FBA people down like other foundational Black Americans. Nobody's forcing our women, our sisters, to abort their babies. Nobody is forcing them to be feminists. Nobody's forcing young Black males to be gangbangers who promote self-destruction. We're doing all of this stuff to ourselves. The tethers ain't forcing us to do it. White supremacy ain't forcing us to do it. Listen, homie, it's very misleading for me to just talk about tethers all day, every day, while ignoring what FBA people do to one another on a daily basis. That's not real. I got to be honest with y'all. The biggest threat to a foundational Black American in Atlanta is another foundational Black American. The biggest threat to a foundational Black American in New Orleans is another foundational Black American. The biggest threat to a foundational Black American in Los Angeles is another Black man. So now some of you gullible people might think, oh, the Mexicans. Yes, they can be a problem, but the biggest threat to a Black person is another FBA person. Who unalived Nipsey Hussle? It wasn't a Mexican. It wasn't a white man. Who unalived Tupac? Who unalived Notorious Big? Who unalived Young Dolph? The list goes on. Unfortunately, we have became our own worst enemies. You see how Corey Holcomb has became his own worst enemy? Well, unfortunately, FBA people, we have became our own worst enemy. Why? Because we ignore a lot of stuff that we're doing to one another while staying focused on tethers and things like that. When that could be a problem, but that's not our biggest problem. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but middle finger to them, I'm telling the truth. Anybody that's being honest with themselves gonna say, damn, Red is telling the truth.
Corey Holcomb being Ice-T's woman at some point. Okay. Now, this episode, when I thought this was as bad as it would get, disrespecting your co-host to their face, disrespecting people in your audience. But then Corey Holcomb took it up a notch. Corey Holcomb decided, okay, that he was going to stick up for other successful people who YouTubers are tearing down. he decided.
They hear what I'm saying, brother. The problem is FBA people want to be pandered to. What do I mean when I say FBA people want to be pandered to? They want to listen to somebody who makes content demonizing tethers and white supremacy all day. That's the type of content that FBA people like to hear. What we need to hear is our people criticizing one another so that we can get better. But at the same time, we can address white supremacists, we can address tethers. But when we waste all this time addressing tethers and white supremacists while ignoring the death and destruction that's caused by our own people in our communities, you're not being honest with your audience. You're pandering to those people for easy money. And unfortunately, you got a lot of people in the FBA community who are doing exactly that. Let me ignore all these killings in the black community every day. Let me ignore what FBA people are doing to one another. Let me ignore feminism. Let me ignore the fact that black women abort their babies more than any other race women. Let me ignore the fact that black men are unaliving each other in record-breaking numbers. Let me ignore all of that and just focus on tethers and white supremacy. Yeah, that ought to help the black community.
He was going to defend a man in Dwight Howard who has multiple allegations that spanning over the last decade of child abuse. Apparently, we are parasites and we're pathetic for talking about the Dwight Howard allegations. It's so on brand for Corey Holcomb to defend an alleged.
Corey Holcomb has created his own problems. But people in the FBA community, they just want to be pandered to. They just want to hear about white supremacy and tethers all day. That's all they want to listen to. You criticize a black woman for things she can do better, they're going to say you hate black women, you hate your mother. You criticize black women for aborting her babies, they're going to say you hate black women and you hate your mother. That's the stupid stuff they say when we hold our own people accountable. How dare you criticize black women? You must hate your mother.
Abuser.
Like the roaches do.
Man,
This is what my algorithm is about. I don't like watching all the gossipy men talk crazy about everybody.
Right. If you bring up the real issues, they're going to say you're off code. But as long as you're talking about white supremacy and tethers, they're going to rock with that all day. That's the criticism that I have for my own FBA people. See, I can criticize my own people because I'm a foundational black American myself, but I'm being honest about the stupidity that I see going on. Talking about black women who abort their babies, they're going to say you off code and you hate your mother. Speaking about, if you bring up the fact that most black children in the FBA community are being raised by single mothers, they're going to say you're off code for pointing that out. Right? Talking about the things that FBA people do to one another, they're going to say you're off code. And you must hate foundational black Americans, or they're going to say you hate black women because you're pointing something out. You're pointing out the obvious. So that means that you hate your mother and black women. That's the goofy shit that a lot of people say to me in my comment section. And not just to me, they'll say that to anybody who criticizes the community for the things that they can do better. You hate black women. You hate your mother. That's the goofy stuff they say.
That they think they can talk about. What's happening now? I've seen something with, I hate to bring it up. The brother Dwight Howard.
Oh, yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
I don't know everything about what he got going on, but I know.
I was going to talk.
I know this. Dwight Howard is an NBA. He might be a Hall of Famer. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I know he was a good player in the NBA.
Yeah, he cold. You can't take that from him.
Y'all women, answer this. Is Dwight Howard a handsome man?
He's a good looking fella.
I love me a chocolate tall man.
He's a
Dwight
good-looking
Howard
fella.
is
With the
handsome.
big shoulders, everything, right?
Got a nice smile.
So listen to me. He has had rumors of being out there switching up,
Yep, yeah.
messing with men, and I would joke about that. But let me tell you something. Every every time I saw Dwight Howard, he had a smile on his face.
Just because you have a crush on Dwight Howard, Corey, does not take away from what's going on. None of us knows what's going on. However, you're dealing with some very serious allegations, okay? The daughter was taken away by CPS for things that Dwight Howard is apparently doing in the home, right? Dwight Howard is blaming his wife. His wife is blaming Dwight Howard, claiming she's lying. The kids are involved there.
I agree with you. Those words should never come out of a black man's mouth. But unfortunately, when you deal with men who were raised by women, unfortunately, they have the same talking points as those women. If you tell black women they need to stop buying weave and love their natural hair, you must hate your mama. You must hate black women. Or if you say black women need to stop aborting their damn babies because that's decreasing our population, well, you hate black women. You're bashing black women. So if you can't be honest with your women, how in the hell could you lead them? How could you lead a group of women if you can't even be honest with them? Because being honest with black women is considered bashing them. You know, it'd be one thing if you were calling them names and just saying disparaging things, but if you offer constructive criticism and pointing out like, hey, black women could actually do better when it comes to this. Most people in the FBA community, they're going to say you hate your mother and you hate black women. They want no criticism. They only want praise and worship. Unfortunately, this is why a lot of those FBA women that you're seeing on my channel, they flock to channels, and I think you know what type of channels they flock to. They flock to channels that never hold black women accountable for anything. They flock to channels that only talk about tethers and white supremacists. You know, they flock to channels that never hold black women accountable for anything. Those are the channels they want to listen to. Why? Because FBA people, for the most part, only want to be pandered to. They don't want to hear the truth about themselves. They'll listen to the truth about tethers. They'll listen to the truth about white supremacists. But the moment that you offer constructive criticism to the FBA community, mainly the women, they're going to say you hate your mother and you hate black women. And somehow you are bashing black women by holding them accountable. That's the nonsense that I got to deal with in this FBA community.
Our son was touching on other kids. His baby mama claimed that Dwight Howard is the reason why his son was touching on other kids. The baby mama claimed Dwight Howard was abusing other children. Kids are involved here. So the fact that because you have a crush on Dwight Howard, you were dismissing this is crazy.
But my marriage has landed me in a very...
Interpreted as, man, Corey Holcomb maybe on some nasty stuff with children. And because those statements can be interpreted as that, you don't want to stray near anything involving children, any controversy, just leave it alone. But of course, you'll be the first one defending Dwight Howard. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? I'm not done dissecting this episode. This episode has so much more. I had to cut this video down, but because it's running close to 30 minutes, I'll do a part 2. There's just so much more, man. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how to...
Yeah, bro, listen, I used to have a lot of FBA women on this channel. But when I look at comment sections, I see where they flock to. All those black women, let me tell you something. All those black women that y'all used to see over here, they flock to FBA channels that never hold them accountable for anything. If you go to those FBA channels that never hold black women accountable, you're going to see all those women that used to be in my comment section over there. That's where they're flocking to. Right? The biggest way to gain a large black female following in the FBA community is to never hold black women accountable for anything and just talk about white supremacy and tethers. Then all those black women will flock to your channel as long as you don't hold them accountable for anything. The moment you hold them accountable for something, they're going to start rocking with your content, and they're going to look for FBA content creators who never hold black women accountable for anything. Those are the channels they flock to. If you don't believe me, go to any FBA channel that never holds black women accountable. You're going to see a gang of black women in those comment sections supporting and sending money. You don't believe me? Go look at them comment sections. You're going to see all those women over there. Yeah.
Wow. Memberships. That's dope,
Nice.
man.
See, and they received it. Those are the following 5 that received it. Okay, good.
There it is.
Hey.
There it is. That's what
Eva
up.
404.
What's the deal, man? I just came from Kansas City.
And how was it? Obviously, it was good by the looks of
It was a tornado.
Oh my gosh, they had said that
The reason why tethers and foreigners talk about foundational Black Americans, because foundational Black Americans are popping, foundational Black Americans are trending. Now, FBA is a beautiful thing now, because the grassroots movement has educated people to what? Don't vote for something that's against your best interest. The grassroots got their own mindset. So there's a lot of good things that came out of FBA, but there's some things that need to be fixed as well. Just like you got a lot of good things, you still got a lot of bad things. Some of those things need to be fixed. For some reason, criticizing Black women in the FBA community is considered bashing Black women. There's a difference between calling them names and saying disparaging things versus giving them some constructive criticism, something that can make them better. The problem in the FBA community is the women in our community only wants worship and praise. They want no criticism. This is why they flock to FBA channels that never hold Black women accountable for anything. I don't have to say no names. You guys already know who those people are. You already know the name. You already know the names of those channels. Any channel, and I think you guys get the picture. If I never held Black women accountable for anything, and I just talking about tethers and white supremacists, I would have way more Black women supporting my platform if that was the case. And I think you guys all know that I'm telling the truth. That's the unfortunate reality.
today that there was so many states, even Texas, a lot of states that are expecting them today.
Oh my God, it was kind of weird when you really out there and you knowing that it's going down like that, a tornado. But
exactly, Black son. Why do you think the Black church is full of Black women and single moms and very little Black men? Because the Black church is a place where women can escape accountability. Now you understand why the Black church is overran by single moms and there's little to no men there. Why? Because the Black church never holds the Black woman accountable. So the Black church is a safe haven for a single mom who's made terrible decisions in men, which is why the Black church is overran by single mothers. I'm giving you the facts. Go to any Black church, it's going to be majority women. And that's happening for good reason. I just broke it down to you. The Black church is a place where women can escape accountability. This is why they flock to those churches. Why you think the same FBA women flock to channels on YouTube that never hold Black women accountable for anything? Why? Because those channels are similar to Black church. FBA content, listen, let me tell you something. Black men who are FBA content creators that never hold Black women accountable, Black women flock to those channels just like they flock to the Black church. Those brothers over there will never hold Black women accountable for anything, so Black women feel comfortable being in those comment sections because they know the host of that channel is never going to hold Black women accountable for anything. So that's where they flock to. Same way they flock to the what? The Black church. These Black male FBA content creators who never hold Black women accountable for anything, they are similar to the Black pastors, and the Black preachers at church. So when you see Black men who are FBA content creators that never offers any constructive criticism to the Black woman, those channels are similar to the Black church, similar to the Black pastors, similar to the Black preachers. They're doing the same thing that those preachers be doing on Sunday. I ain't going to say nothing about the Black woman. I'm just going to talk about this and that, but I'm going to avoid holding Black women accountable for anything. So when I see these Negroes with these FBA channels that never talks about feminism, they never talk about feminism, but they talk about white supremacy, I already know what time it is. That dude right there is similar to your black pastor at church. Black pastors don't never tell black women they could make better decisions. They need to make better decisions if they want a husband. You think a black pastor is ever going to say that to a black woman? You think a black preacher is ever going to say that to a black woman? Absolutely not. He avoids those conversations. He want to keep the women in his congregation. So he's never going to tell them the truth. He's not going to be honest with them. The quickest way to lose black female supporters is to start being honest with them. That's the quickest way to lose support from black women in the FBA community. Just be honest with them, and you're going to see them run away and flock to channels that won't hold them accountable. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for too long to not know. I peeped game a long time ago. The reality of it is you black men who make FBA content, you're no different than a pastor at church. You're no different than a black preacher at church. You're no different.
It was nice. The show was nice.
Okay. People weren't afraid to come. See, I'm not afraid of bad weather.
Well, it was some people afraid of the bad weather.
Oh.
I don't blame them. No. Tornado, like when you watch that stuff on the internet, that's spooky.
Yeah, they show.
I'm going to let this clip play, but I'm going to say one more thing before I let this clip play. I'm going to do a whole video about black male FBA content creators that are no different from your pastors and preachers. Why do I say that? Because they avoid holding black women accountable. They're no different. They're pandering to the community for members and subscribers. Black preachers do it. Black pastors do it. A lot of black men in the FBA community pander to black women and never tell them the truth. So all you FBA men who never hold black women accountable in your content, you're no different than a pastor at church. You're no different than a preacher at the preacher at a black church. You are no different. Let me pander to these women and tell them what they want to hear so that they can stay in my congregation.
Plus, they show you like the worst of it.
Well, they can pull some things up out of the ground.
Big, huge, heavy things start flying.
What is that thing right there?
Where?
Oh, that's on the thing. That's up there.
Oh, you thought that was in the thing?
Yeah, that's a teddy bear or something like that.
Yeah, they're collectibles. Little Ice used to have a bunch of those too. What
we got going on? KC Mob and them, man. Mr. Craig Fax. Yeah, Craig Fax ain't here today, y'all. Shut up, Black. I'm here, y'all. Made it. 83 points, bam, out of Bayou. I don't know if you're an NBA fan, but that ain't regular. 83 points in a game, and he's not a point guard?
Who did that?
Bam out of Bayou. One of the most athletic bigs in the game. The NBA is different this year. I don't care what nobody says. The San Antonio Spurs are a threat.
The San Antonio Spurs. Matter of fact, let's move past it. Y'all seen all those fake ass women that used to be in my comment section? You know why you don't see them no more? Oh, Red be holding us accountable. Guess what? And this is why I really don't respect that. Most of the content I make is me criticizing black men for being Sambos or being off code. Most of my content ain't about black women. Most of my content is about me correcting a black man about being a Sambo or being a raccoon or just being off code. So I listen, I talk about black men way more than I talk about black women. But as long as I'm not holding black women accountable for anything, those women flock to the channel. The moment you hold them accountable for something, they run for the hills and they flock to channels that never hold them accountable, similar to their black pastors, similar to those black preachers. We got a lot of simps in the FBA community who think and operate just like the black pastors and preachers. If you hold women accountable, you're going to have some women that flock to you because you do have some women that like the truth. But unfortunately, the majority of them don't want the truth. This is why they flock to channels that never hold them accountable. This is why they flock to the black church where the pastor is just going to pander to them. A lot of these black male FBA content creators are no different than the black pastors, are no different than the black preachers. If you don't believe me, listen to what they say. And you're going to say, damn, Red was right. They never hold black women accountable for anything. That's why so many women flock to those channels. You got pastors and preachers in the FBA community. Now, King Supreme is an equal opportunity smoke giver. I hold white people accountable for their racism. I hold tethers accountable. I hold Mexicans accountable. I hold immigrants accountable. Shit, I even hold my own people accountable. So King Supreme is an equal opportunity smoke giver. Can't too many people say that.
Good, yeah.
I'm proud of that. We have solid following. Shows are good. Because I'm a stand-up comedian above all this shit.
Right.
And not just a regular stand-up comedian. I'm one of the strongest. And I feel good performing in front of the people because these days they're like, what's up with Corey? Is he you still got it? And I'm gonna bring it. I'm not finna fold. So if it's one thing I can stand on is being solid.
Let me tell you something. You know what makes King Supreme realer than 90+% of these other FBA channels? Because these other FBA channels, they're similar to your pastors and preachers. They avoid holding black women accountable for anything. If you see a black man talking about tethers and white supremacy all day, but he never talks about feminism and he never holds black women accountable, that dude is no different than your black pastor at the black church. He's no different than your black preacher at the black church at that particular point. He's no different. Let me just pander to black women and tell them what they want to hear.
Comedian, what's happening, D?
Wild News Channel put it best. He said, can't stop the streets.
Can't stop the streets. I agree. And my material is street proof. Let me say that again. Corey Holcomb's material is street proof, which is the only reason my power is hard to bring down. Whores for the algorithm. Little mark ass motherfucking little punk ass boys. You can't stop the power of the strongest comedian in the game.
Shout out to Desmond Hill for the Cash App. Yeah, I got a live stream coming up about that. How a lot of these fake ass black dudes in the FBA community are no different than your preachers and pastors because they avoid holding black women accountable for anything. They're no different. I don't have to call out names. There's tons of black men in the FBA community who avoid holding black women accountable. Them Negroes are no different than your black preacher at the black church, pandering to women for easy money. They're no different.
The comedian who you want to hold up over me will tell you, oh, Corey Holcomb, he's a monster. He's a monster on stage. And when I was in Kansas City, I was all like, oh, shit, here we go. Casey, I'm up against the Chiefs because
who want to hit the link right now? If you agree with what I said, I'm going to let Corey Holcomb speak for another 5 minutes. I'm going to let him speak for 5 minutes. But I'm going to drop the link, and I want to pull some of you guys up to speak. Shout out to SR Serum for the Cash App. We're talking about black men who are supposed to be leaders in the FBA community who avoids holding black women accountable for anything. I'm going to drop the link, pull up and give your take on it. Shout out to black women. Listen, I love black women. I love black people. But if I can hold a black man accountable for being gang members, the black men that abandon their children, the black men who promote genocide, if I can be honest with them, surely I can be honest with black women about their character flaws as well. I'm an equal opportunity smoke giver. I don't pander to FBA people and talk about tethers and white supremacy all day. I talk about everything. I talk about everything that affects our community. the black on black violence, black men unaliving each other, gang banging, making a black man the enemy in his own community, so much to the point to where he goes to the penitentiary for unaliving his brothers, people who look like him. Shame on black men. You guys are pathetic. You guys are sorry. I'd have called out that behavior for a very long time. But on the flip side, when it's time to hold black women accountable for aborting all these babies, holding black women for embracing feminism, they don't want to hear that. That's considered bashing black women. How you going to talk about white supremacy but never talk about feminism? Think about that. Listen to all these black men who talk about white supremacy, but they never talk about feminism and how that has affected the mindset of foundational black American women. It's impossible to talk about white supremacy, but you never talk about feminism and how black women been indoctrinated with feminism and how that's affected our community in a negative way. If you make FBA content and you never talk about feminism and how that has affected the mindset of the how that has affected the mindset of the FBA woman, you're not being real. You're no different than the pastor. You're no different than the preacher. You're pandering at this point. You're not even addressing some of the real. You're ignoring a lot of these real issues that affects our community. If you talk about white supremacy, but you never talk about feminism, you are fake. You're fraudulent. Feminism has destroyed the black community and the mindset of black women. Gang banging, black on black killing, gang banging, and self-destruction has also played a major role in destroying our community. I talk about all that stuff. The easiest thing for me to do would be to pander to women and tell them what they want to hear and never hold them accountable for anything. It is easy to make content like that. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to be real with y'all.
The quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, was hurt. This is their first time not making the playoffs. Travis Kelce dating a high-waisted woman.
What does that mean?
When he rub her and get her off, he just rubbed the front of her stomach. I know that thing up front. Was I quit? I'm back. What'd I say? Who the fucking avatar? I like that hat. Oh, thanks. Should a show, wait a minute, should do a show for Triton College. Bernie Mac stamped. Corey got on that Beyonce formation hat.
So stupid.
Fuck y'all, man. What's her name? Juniper Joe? I'm there in front. It's at the bottom of the screen right there.
Oh, right there, Jupiter Joe.
I told you guys, and I don't care. You can tell them I said it. If you talk about white supremacy all day, but you never talk about feminism and how that has affected our community in a negative way, you're being fake because you're too afraid to hold the women accountable. I can't take you serious. If you talk about white supremacy all day and you never talk about feminism and how feminism has affected our community in a negative way, you're not being real. You are pandering to people for money, but you're not being honest about what's really going on. How in the hell are you going to talk about white supremacy but never talk about feminism and how that has destroyed the mindset of a lot of black women in our community? We can talk about gang banging, drug dealing, black on black violence. I ain't got a problem talking about none of that. I ain't got a problem holding a black man accountable for his self-destructive behavior. I ain't got a problem calling that out. But you got guys in the FBA community who talk about white supremacy all day, but they never talk about feminism. They avoid the conversation. And I think we know why.
There in front, hilarious show. Press that up. Is that girl who was right up front? Oh, I think that's the young girl. I think she was there with her mom. If that is who I'm talking about, her and her mom were very attractive. And the other lady at that table. Was that you? Where your mom was sitting behind you, June?
Shout out to Della for the Cash App. Shout out to my people that's been supporting the show in a major way. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, you can't talk about white supremacy and never talk about feminism and how feminism has played a major role in destroying our community, how feminism has played a major role in destroying black families and gender roles. You're not real. If you refuse to address feminism as a black man that's FBA, you are being fake. You're not being real.
Super Joe?
Let's see, she's going to reply.
I love doing shows where guys have conservative ladies with them and they look like this, D.
Oh, demure.
Then after a while, they just.
Oh, they're trying not to
oh,
break up.
fuck it, give it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody say Taylor Swift is a man. What are you talking about?
What?
I don't believe you.
They said your hat is inspired by me and Craig's skin color. That's so silly.
Wait, somebody said, wait, go down a little bit. I mean, go up a little bit. What did you say? It is her. I don't know.
Oh, they must have saw it. When
They said, make my hat out of a Reese cup. If you see that girl
Yeah,
again,
man, it's a gang of black men making FBA content talking about white supremacy, but never talks about feminism. Now, how fake is that? Feminism is connected to white supremacy. So how can you avoid that conversation if you're really for foundational black Americans? Do you know when black women embraced feminism, they started to abort their babies in record-breaking numbers. They became single mothers in record-breaking numbers. So how you gonna claim to be for the black family but never talk about feminism and how that has a negative effect on our community? How you gonna talk about white supremacy but leave that out? Nah, man, that ain't real. I can't get with that.
and say something, was that her with her mom at the show? Corey looked like Lost Hog instead of Boss Hog. Anyway, I was very happy for those shows at the Kansas City Funny Bone because
shout out to my girl Steffi. Shout out to Steffi in the comment section. That's the home girl, you know. Shout out to Steffi, man. She's a real sister. She's a real supporter. I got a lot of love for her. So shout out to Steffi. So if I see you harassing Steffi, then I'm gonna just get rid of you. Because shout out to the black women who do rock with the channel, who do support. They know King Supreme got love for them. They know the real black women out there know that I don't hate black women. I don't. I just want them to do better. Talking about white supremacy, but never, if you talk about white supremacy and you never bring up feminism, you're fake. Feminism has played a major role in destroying the black family structure, the black family unit. So if you talk about white supremacy and you don't ever talk about feminism, you are being fake. You're not talking about the things that actually affects our community. The easiest thing for you to do is talk about tethers all day. Last time I checked, tethers ain't forcing these women to abort their babies. Last time I checked, tethers ain't the ones unaliving black men in record-breaking numbers. It's other FBA men who are unaliving FBA men in record-breaking numbers. The white man ain't forcing you to abort those babies. The white man ain't forcing a black man to unalive his brothers. The white man ain't forcing a black woman to abort her babies. The white man ain't forcing a black woman to have these children out of wedlock, so much to the point to where she's laying down with men who never had plans on marrying her. The white man ain't forcing you to do none of that. That's a self-inflicted wound at that point. The black man unaliving people who look like him is a self-inflicted wound. The black woman being promiscuous and aborting her babies, that is a self-inflicted wound. Nobody's forcing you to do none of that stuff. Let's focus on fixing the things that we have the power to change. We have the power to change these things. The white man ain't stopping you from loving your brother. The white man ain't stopping you from aborting your babies. It is a choice. It is a self-inflicted wound. But I'm one of the realest FBA channels. I'm one of the only FBA channels that's going to tell you that. I'm pretty sure you got some more of them, and maybe they don't get the shine that they deserve. Foundational Black Americans need to focus on the things that we can actually change. Having more unity, loving ourselves, stop aborting our babies. Black men, stop unaliving one another. It's time to get rid of gang culture. It's time to get rid of 304 culture. These are things that we can actually change. The white man ain't forcing you to do none of this stuff. So why would I talk about white supremacy all damn day when I know black people are doing a lot of this stuff to themselves? It is a self-inflicted wound, self-inflicted wounds at this point. The white man is sitting back and he's watching you destroy yourselves. The white man is sitting back with his arms crossed and he's watching foundational Black Americans destroy themselves. It's like a movie to him. I'm going to sit back and let these Negroes destroy themselves while complaining about white supremacy. I'm going to sit back and watch the show.
There's a different time in the world I really want people to be aware of. This world has changed, Darlene. And I'm talking about in the last 6 months. I'm talking about there's a shift in the world that has become very concerning. I don't know what I'm going to do about my YouTube because the algorithm in my YouTube is some of the music that I look up. Occasionally, I'll get some information about Stoic principles, because I've clicked on that before.
Okay.
But do you know what my algorithm mainly consists of?
No, what?
Gossipy bitch niggas.
Well, maybe it's attached because of the one guest. I don't know.
What is the one guess? Oh,
That, I
that
got
too. But this is
But
what I'm
that's
saying. It's
probably
not
what
just that.
I was gonna say that's probably what connected it though and started it though.
When I look at the state of Black YouTube.
Now, Corey, let's get back to this Corey Holcomb thing. Corey, you can't criticize people for the same things you do. Corey, you my dog and I rock with you. Corey, I've seen you hold people accountable and make fun of people. And these are people that you don't know. So when people make videos about you, you can't get upset. It's all in the game. It comes with the territory, baby. It's all fair business.
I'm ashamed. We only tear each other down. And this is what I'm saying. Let me make sure I make the difference. Like 50 Cent and T.I., they going at it, right?
Yeah.
It's different because they're both titans.
Corey, what Corey's saying doesn't make sense, man. If you got a name in the media and you're saying dumb things, people are going to talk about you. If you a public figure and you're saying dumb things and making mistakes, you got to know that people are going to talk about you. They're going to use you for content. So we can't sit up here crying about people that's making videos about us when we are giving them the ammunition to make these videos about us. Seriously. If I slapped a woman on camera right now, people are going to use that for content. They're going to talk bad about me. They're going to say he's a woman beater. He put his hands on a woman. You got to expect for people to talk about that, especially when you are a public figure.
50 Cent is good at what he does when it comes to trolling people. T.I. is a great rapper. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These people are certified, if you ask me, So if something has happened between 50 and T.I., all I do is pray that it just turns into something where later on in life they be like, yeah, we was going at it at one time, but we good now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying when I say that? But this is what I'm saying. This is where I feel like YouTube. Wait a minute, who's that? They say, what they say? What they say for the $10? For me to interrupt what I'm saying, this must be important. Somebody is telling the truth. Corey, you was looking good in Kansas. Thanks for the video.
Shout out to Marissa. I appreciate Marissa for the Cash App. Shout out to DeMonte. Shout out to Monte for the Cash App as well. Let's get 15% of the audience. Let's get 15% of the audience to support this platform, to support this show, because this is some of the realest FBA content you're going to get. The majority of black men in these FBA, the majority of black men that make FBA content, I'm sorry, a lot of these guys are no different than your black pastors and your black preachers at church who never hold women accountable for anything. If you don't believe me, watch their channels and they'll talk about white supremacy, but never talk about feminism and how that's affected the black woman in a major way. They'll never talk about that. Why? Because they're too afraid to offend the women. So they'll never talk about it. They'll avoid that. They're going to avoid that conversation like the plague. So they're no different from your pastors and preachers at the black church. They're telling black women what they want to hear all day, every day, without holding them accountable for anything.
Video shout out. Who is that? Gina? Is that who is that? Put her face up there. I'm trying to see, because like I was looking at the people in Kansas City. It was so many beautiful, beautiful women. And I never really say that as much, but I'm talking about like at my shows, it'd be some beautiful women. I'd be like, wow. Where's that sister? Oh, I think I remember that sister. I don't know if that's her, because I only glance at them as I'm on stage. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But thank you, sister, for saying that, and you can get it. If you find a way to get to me. Take a chance and just pop up somewhere. You can get it. Juniper Joe. I think she was sitting literally right in the front with her mom behind her.
And she did say she was sitting right in the front. She said, that's me.
And she
could see,
she was also with
that's what you meant.
2 other very attractive women.
And listen, man, we're going to do a show about that. We're going to expose these black men who are similar to black pastors and black preachers at black church. And we're going to explain why they never hold women accountable, so they're no different than your pastors and preachers at your black church. How you going to talk about white supremacy all day but never talk about feminism and the negative effect that it's had on black women in the black community? I'll talk about white supremacy, but I ain't going to talk about feminism. I'm getting ready to expose those guys who are doing that. I think I'm going to make that my Sunday show. I'm going to make that my Sunday show where we're going to talk about these FBA black men with channels who are no different than your black pastors and black preachers at the black church. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. And that right there is going to piss off a whole lot of people. But guess what? I'm telling the damn truth, so I don't care. I don't give a damn if you get offended. I'm telling the truth.
When I say very attractive women, Darlene, you don't hear me say this all the time. I'm talking about Juniper Joe. She was attractive. Her mother was very attractive, had a deep voice though. She was a very pretty lady, and she said, "You're doing good, Corey." I was like, "Hey!"
Stupid.
And then
Voices, yes.
And then there were 2. Oh my God! There were 2 beautiful women with them. I'm talking about these women stood out,
And they had.
and we
front
didn't know
seats.
Juniper
That's
Joe was
great.
only 20-something, and that was her mother behind her, and 2 of the friends. They were kept up women.
With the young.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Women that keep themselves up,
Yeah.
stand out, which we're gonna talk about that later. Remember I said, Corey, what was you say you're gonna talk about that later? We're gonna talk about that later. But I want to talk about this YouTube thing. Listen.
See, I've held Corey Holcomb accountable for his mistakes. And if you listen to my content, I talk about black men way more than black women. Every day there's a black man on the thumbnail that I'm going in on for being a Sambo. See, it's mighty funny that black women can listen to me. Black women can listen to me criticize these black men who are Sambos all day. And they love it. But the moment that I criticize them for the things that they can do better, they don't want to hear it. All of a sudden, they fall off and you don't see them in the comment section no more. Then you see them flock to channels that never hold. Then you see these same women flocking to channels that never hold black women accountable for anything. So listen, to everybody that's been rocking with me, go back 6 months. Let's go back 6 months. Look at all those FBA women that was in my comment section. Now go look at these same FBA men that don't hold black women accountable for anything. You will see those same women in those comment sections. So what does that tell you? They flock to channels that never hold them accountable for anything. I have all the proof. I've done my homework. I studied this for too long to not know what I'm talking about.
Fortunately, YouTube does not allow OnlyFans models to flood the algorithm, meaning like women who aren't afraid to show their body. Did you hear what I said first? I said, unfortunately.
He said, unfortunately, yeah, women going to show their body and make money. That's the nature of the beast. They're going to show their body to get money, to get fame and subscribers. That's what these women going to do. You know, I had a woman tell me yesterday, I barely found out what a simp is. I said, you ain't living on planet Earth. No wonder why it's so hard for you to get along with me. You don't even know what a damn simp is. She literally told me, I just found out what a simp is. I said, you must have been living under a rock. You're going to talk all this black consciousness, but you barely found out what a simp is? Simps are detrimental to our community. So are female feminists. They're some of the worst individuals. You show me a black man that's a simp, he's terrible for the black community. You show me a black woman that's a feminist, she is also terrible for the community. If you just found out what a simp is, then you're lost in the sauce. You don't really know what's going on out here. I've had grown women in their 30s tell me that they barely found out what a simp is. So that means you've been dealing with simps your whole life. The majority of 99.9% of the men you've been dealing with are simps. This is why they get, like, women like that get offended about everything because they're used to dealing with simps that never tell them the truth about themselves. So when they listen to a channel like mine, they're going to say he's bashing me, he's attacking me. No, I'm not bashing you. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. You're just used to dealing with men that never hold you accountable for anything. That's the major problem. How you 30 plus years old and you barely found out what a simp is? But you know what a tether is, you know what a white supremacist is, but you barely found out what a simp is and you 30 plus years old. I had a gang of women tell me that, not just one, not two, not three, not four, not five. I've had several black women tell, I just found out what a simp is. I bet you did.
Because if the internet was flooded with OnlyFans models who showed their body and didn't do good, it would still be something worth looking at.
Yeah.
You just look at it. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a woman. Let me look at her.
Adam was the first simp on planet Earth. Yeah, she's a woman. Let me look at it. Because men will look at women who expose their bodies, even if she's fat. But if she got a big booty and some big breasts, men will still look at her, don't matter how fat she is. So you got overweight women that are getting a lot of sex. You got a lot of overweight women who are getting a lot of sexual attention because they show their butt, they show their breasts on the internet. And in their mind, they believe that they're more important than what they actually are. And in reality, you got a whole bunch of perverts that would like to sleep with you, but it don't make you a celebrity. It don't make you a superstar. It don't mean nothing. It just means you got a bunch of guys who are thirsting and lusting after you. But it doesn't make you important. It doesn't make you important because you got a bunch of perverts that want to sleep with you. Absolutely not.
Okay, that's good to look at. YouTube is full of gossipy men who fail at YouTube. And this is what's even sadder about these gossipy men who fail at YouTube. This is what's worse. They use pictures of the people everybody want to watch and see. So let me get this right. You failed in school. You failed in the real world at a job. So if you know what you're doing with YouTube, you can make money. If you know what you're doing, and if you got the it to necessarily pull it off, how much of a failure must you be to start your video off with a picture of a person who hasn't failed and you still fail at YouTube? This has got to be the worst thing in the world. There are people who consistently put a picture up of somebody who hasn't failed.
Complaining about that is not going to help you. I think you should just watch the things that you say and stop giving these people the ammunition to talk about you. Stop giving these people the ammunition to make money off of you. You know, that's the solution, Corey, because you're not going to stop people from talking about you when you're saying silly things that gives them the ammunition to talk about you in the first place. So everything starts with accountability. What could Corey do to make these people stop talking about him? What could Corey do? Well, Corey should watch what he says. If Corey thought about the things that he was saying, he wouldn't have all these goofies making content about him, using them for content to make money to pay their damn bills. So Corey needs to do some self-reflection. Corey needs to do some self-evaluation to fix his situation so that you ain't giving these people all this ammunition. But let's get back to the content. One of the realest in the game, King Supreme.
And they fail. This is my channel. No, it's not your channel. You use pictures of people. Of course, now they'll take an AI picture of you, D.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take an AI picture of somebody who's famous, who's found a way, and put that picture up there so they can stay on there longer, because YouTube is getting rid of a lot of AI. A lot of AI stuff gets filtered off in some of these things. But I'm saying, like, how do you fail as an algorithm whore and you got the picture up of the people that's popping?
Corey Holcomb, Poetic Flacco has made so much money off of you, it's ridiculous. And Poetic Flacco ain't the only one that's making content about Corey Holcomb. The majority of people that are making content about Corey Holcomb are foundational Black Americans. Maybe a few tethers, but a majority foundational Black Americans. So when I see people talking about tether this and tether that, man, you dudes need to be quiet. There's way more FBA people making videos about Corey compared to tethers. Poetic Flacco just happened to be a popular YouTuber that you guys call a tether. Whatever.
What that means? That means your commentary isn't worth nothing.
And some people are really good at it, though. You go, oh, okay, they had it. They have the charisma.
I just don't understand how but look, attention. There are some people who would not have no attention. The 92 people who watch their video gives them the drive to keep talking because somebody's listening. I get it. It's a lonely world. It's a lonely, lonely world. And some of these guys, you can tell they don't have that it where when they're in the world, they can pull the type of beautiful things that somebody who popping can pull. Let me make sure I say that right. There are men in this world who can come out in two-tone cowboy hats and still win. But there are men in this world who, no matter what they do, they keep flopping. And they will put effort into trying to put up the picture of those who are popping. And most of them shame you. They shame you because this is their chance in life to do or say something about somebody that's popping. Because to be popping out here, it's just not an easy thing to do. It is scary thinking about trying to get to the level where it's popping for you. Some of us put in work, some of us have fortune. Darlene, when she was young.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm just giving it to you real.
Okay.
When Darlene was young, she stood out enough where the great Ice-T chose her and combined forces with her, put her on his album covers.
Plural S covers.
Do you know how many bitches wish they could do that?
2 covers, right? Huh?
2 covers, that's right. Do you know how many of these women out here in the algorithm don't like you because they will never be on nobody album cover because they not built to be on an album cover. Even with the wig they wear like it's theirs. They will never pop like that. The only thing they've done to get attention is talk about the people that's popping. Darlene, say your trash ass name. It ain't a man in this accomplished. I'm talking about most of the algorithm whores would give their right and left leg to accomplish that. I seen this fat bitch comic. I know she want her name to be part of this so bad, but it'll never be part of this. Get your baby, bitch. Get your baby, bitch. I know who you are. We'll never say your trash ass name. It ain't a man in this world gonna give you an album cover. Now, I ain't gonna lie. He might give you some money to go up against another black woman in court, which I know about that, but we ain't gonna even get into that because it's too many haters. Darlene, these people who come at you talking about what you supposed to say and all that, I'm telling you, nobody will ever put them in mansions. They won't even put them in mentions. Because you're not one of the elites. Let's go to Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb. Black man from the projects. Found his way through life without an extensive criminal history, even though you grew up in the thick of it. Some of your friends are the criminals that everybody would be afraid of. A black man who has done stand-up comedy coming from Chicago's underground. I'm talking about $50, $100 shows. That's where I come from. Move out of here to LA. Got a $300,000 TV deal his first year out here. Next year, another $300,000. Next year, they gave me $150,000. They started playing me a little bit. I was at
He said they started playing me a little bit. Next year they gave me $150,000. They started playing me a little bit. Maybe because he was exposing people and talking about backdooria. Shout out to Corey though.
everybody would be afraid of. A black man who has done stand-up comedy coming from Chicago's underground. I'm talking about $50, $100 shows. That's where I come from. Move out of here to LA. Got a $300,000 TV deal his first year out here. Next year, another $300,000. Next year, they gave me $150,000. They started playing me a little bit. I was at these awards that everybody go to, Grammys, all that, but I didn't feel I fit in because there were things that I wasn't willing to compromise. Fast forward today, a self-made brother who used his connections that he got along the way to create a lane for himself.
Now, listen, homie. I commend Corey Holcomb for his grind and determination to come from where you was doing $50 and $100 shows to, to get to the level that you're on now. Salute to Corey Holcomb, man. I respect your work ethic. I love the fact that you have talent. We rock with you, brother. But sometimes you got to be honest with your friends. Sometimes you got to be honest with your loved ones, and you need to pull them aside and say, hey, I get what you're saying, brother, but you're giving these people the ammunition that they need to talk about you. You need to be way more careful about the things that you say. If Corey Holcomb wasn't talking reckless, none of these YouTubers would have anything negative to say about him because he wouldn't be feeding them the negativity that they are looking for. But unfortunately, Corey has fed them the negativity that they are looking for to make content about him. If Corey was my homeboy, I would pull him aside like, listen, bro, these people are using your words and all of your drama to create this content. Stop feeding these people. Like they say, don't feed the birds. Corey, you've been feeding the birds, bro. You can't complain about the fact that the birds keep coming to your damn balcony when you continue to feed the birds every damn week. Corey, stop feeding the birds. Maybe they'll stop showing up.
Stand-up comedian, also do a show. Where's popping? It's popping. But there are so many people with envy that we give credit to. We actually give credit to people who can barely walk. All they do is type and talk crazy about somebody one way or another. This is what the algorithm is. And I'm like, okay, this algorithm is not full of talented people showing off talent. I have to keep punching in music I might want to see. What is it? The Tiny Desk concerts.
Yes.
I have to keep punching in the stuff worth watching.
Because the other one's
But the trash coming from career failures. I'm talking about these men are not all young men. Some of these men really have had career failure lifestyles that they just act like they have credibility to talk. But there's 150 people and you're doing this consistently trying to knock down a black man you don't know. Now, you know what would be disheartening to me, D?
What would be?
If there was this many people that I knew talking bad about me, I would step back and say, wait.
People don't need to listen. People don't need to know you to criticize you. When these news reporters report on these people that commit these crimes, they don't know these people personally. Maybe if you wasn't doing stupid stuff like committing crimes, they wouldn't have anything to talk about. Corey, if you wasn't saying the things that you've been saying, they wouldn't have the ammunition to talk about you. So we can't like stop. Come on, Corey. I rock with you, but I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because I rock with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because I rock with you. You gave all these bloggers and YouTubers tons of ammunition to talk about you, to critique you, to use you for content. They're using you for content and they're paying their bills off of the content that they're making about you. Make it make sense. You can't turn around and say, why do these YouTubers keep talking about me? Corey, you're feeding the birds every day, which is why the birds continue to come back because you keep feeding them. You're feeding them content. If Corey stopped feeding these people, they wouldn't have anything to say. But Corey doesn't realize that these are self-inflicted wounds. You gave all these podcasters and YouTubers tons of ammunition to use you for content, brother.
Am I that guy? But the truth is, almost all these people who ain't popping got something to say about us who are popping. Listen, one of these dirt bags, I call it Monkey K. Now, Monkey K lies on people all the time. And this ain't the last lawsuit Monkey K will have, because this lawsuit stands out the most because it was by a girl who decided to invest her money into destroying a monkey. Corey, why you call? Shut the fuck up. If you ain't with me, get the fuck on. This monkey lies on people.
Tasha K is going to use you for content, brother. That's what she does. Monkey K. Now, when he says Monkey K, he's talking about Tasha K. Monkey K is going to use you for content to elevate her platform to get money. That's what she's going to do. You're not going to stop her. What you can do is stop giving these people the ammunition to talk about you. That's my advice for the homeboy Corey. I got love for you, Corey. I'm going to keep it a buck with you because I rock with you.
Lied and said this girl who popping had a disease.
Corey Holcomb continues to feed the pigeons, but he gets mad when the pigeons come back for more food. Corey, you got to stop feeding the pigeons, man. You got to stop feeding the birds. They're going to come back every time. All these content creators are using you for content to make easy money. Corey, you are feeding the pigeons, you are feeding the birds, but complaining about it at the same time when they want to come back for more food. Come on, Corey. I'm going to keep it a buck with you because I rock with you.
The girl said take the video down and apologize. The monkey.
Now, when he says Monkey K, he's talking about Tasha K.
Some of these men really have had career failure lifestyles that they just act like they have credibility to talk. But there's 150 people and you're doing this consistently, trying to knock down a black man you don't know. Now, you know what would be disheartening to me, D?
What would be?
If there was this many people that I knew talking bad about me, I would step back and say, wait. Am I that guy? But the truth is, almost all these people who ain't popping got something to say about us who are popping. Listen, one of these dirt bags, I call it Monkey K. Now, Monkey K lies on people all the time. And this ain't the last lawsuit Monkey K will have, because this lawsuit stands out the most because it was by a girl who decided to invest her money into destroying a monkey. Corey, why you call? Shut the fuck up. If you ain't with me, get the fuck on. This monkey lies on people. Lied and said this girl who popping had a disease. The girl said take the video down and apologize. The monkey wouldn't do it. So the monkey went to court and got her ass handed to her. After she said, I wipe my ass with these warnings that come, the cease and desist letters. Let me tell you something. This same monkey lied on me. The reason I haven't got around to it because I got so much popping. But she went up against a girl who just did, how many shows in LA? I'm just saying LA alone.
Who, Cardi?
Cardi B.
She did a lot of shows. She's still performing.
Cardi B is popping. But the monkey with the K on the end wanted to interfere with the likeness of the girl who popping. Now, the monkey is in the hole and had the audacity to try to hold on to her monkey food and ask her fans to pay off this thing that she built the wrong way. It's the monkey's fault for lying on this woman's biology. What kind of person say this person got a disease and don't know nothing about that person? Want me to tell you the type of person who do that? The same type of people who got something to say about somebody every week, but don't even know that man, don't even know that woman.
Corey Holcomb, man, you made videos about Cheyenne Bryant and a lot of these people who are backdooria, and you don't know a lot of these people personally. So Corey feels like he has a right to say whatever he wants to say about anybody, but these YouTubers don't have the right to say what they want to say about him. Corey, I gotta call it hypocrisy. You my dog, I rock with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because I rock with you. So Corey Holcomb can talk about backdooria and a lot of these people who got backdoor literally to get in the industry. Corey feels like he has the right to talk about, and in reality, he does have the right to talk about that. But Corey, these YouTubers have the right to talk about the crazy stuff that you said. They got the right to talk about the crazy stuff that you did. It works both ways. If you have the freedom of speech to talk about whoever you want to talk about, they also have the freedom of speech to talk about whoever they want to talk about, even if they want to talk about you. Corey, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because I rock with you.
But you consistently go at them and they still popping. Cardi B is popping. But the monkey with the K on the end wanted to interfere with the likeness of the girl who popping. Now, the monkey is in the hole and had the audacity to try to hold on to her monkey food and ask her fans to pay off this thing that she built the wrong way. It's the monkey's fault for...
He's right. I got to be real with you, Corey. Shout out to the Throne, man. The Throne just said that something real. Throne HLDR said he also talks about people who make way more money and are way more popping than him all the time. That's true. Corey talks about people who are way more popular that's making way more money than him. Corey talks about those people all the time. So Corey can't then turn around and get mad for YouTubers for talking about him. I mean, come on, man. We got to be real about this. Corey, I'm going to keep it a buck with you because I rock with you. Corey talks about people who are more successful than him, people who are more popping than him. Corey talks about those people all the time. But Corey gets mad when YouTubers talk about him or when YouTubers use him for content. Nah, man, we got to be real all across the board.
Lying on this woman's biology. What kind of person say this person got a disease and don't know nothing about that person? Want me to tell you the type of person who do that? The same type of people who got something to say about somebody every week, but don't even know that man, don't even know that woman. But
Corey, you make content about people that you don't know personally. And some of these people are more popular than you. Some of these people are making more money than you. You're not friends with these people. You don't know a lot of these people personally, but you still talk about them and use them for content, brother. Listen, man, I got love for Corey, but I got to be honest with him at the same time.
You consistently go. The monkey is in the hole and had the audacity to try to hold on to her monkey food and ask her fans to pay off this thing that she built the wrong way. It's the monkey's fault for lying on this woman's biology. What kind of person say this person got a disease and don't know nothing about that person? Want me to tell you the type of person who do that? The same type of people who got something to say about somebody every week, but don't even know that man, don't even know that woman. But you consistently go at them and they still popping. A couple of weeks ago, we said something about Cardi B and her being Latin performing in front of a black audience. I will say this. Because Cardi B took a stand against the Monkey K. I am a fan. Because nobody else really went up against this thing and did what needed to be done. The woman lie on people and put you out there in a way that just ain't true. It's just not true. You said this woman's biology was full of disease. It was proven in court that you lied. And now you owe this woman. You said some stuff about me. That's a goddamn lie. And I know you don't think you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to prove it. I just am taking my time watching it pile up. See, the sister drive a nice car with a B on the end of it. That sister had the paper to be like, let me show this raggedy ass bitch who I am. Threw the paper out there to make that bitch apologize. Oh, you don't want to apologize? Well, now you're going to have to hide every dime you get because we're going to eventually get it. And you got caught lying to the motherfucking government about where the paper at, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She digging herself deeper in a hole. It's just, she ain't failed all the way yet. But it's coming because of our sister drive a nice car B, keeping her foot in that ugly whole ass. And I'm here to tell you it's an ugly bitch. And
Corey, you using too much profanity, man. You two, don't get mad at me. Corey is using these words. I'm not using these words. You got to blame Corey for all this profanity. No, Monkey K, yeah, Monkey K did this and Monkey K said that. Corey Holcomb gonna give you the facts about Monkey K.
Whoever don't believe it's an ugly bitch, I'm going to tell you something, homie. I live in L.A. Monkey K nor tampon wife would be able to get in any club that's popping in LA without standing in line making it look like it's crowded for at least 30 minutes to an hour. And LA people know what I'm talking about. Hell, Miami people know what I'm talking about.
Well, you got to think, LA and Miami, you got to be a bad broad, man, to get in some of these places. So Monkey K ain't going to get in the club ahead of these exotic women that's in LA, ahead of some of these exotic women that's in Miami. That's just the reality. I'm going to give you the truth. I'm going to give you the hard-hitting facts. Monkey K, now he went in on Tampon's wife. Look.
She ain't failed all the way yet, but it's coming because of our sister drive a nice car B, keeping her foot in that ugly.
All right.
Keeping her foot in that ugly bitch. And whoever don't believe it's ugly, Monkey K nor tampon wife would be able to get in any club that's popping in LA without standing in line making it look like it's crowded for at least 30 minutes to an hour. And LA people know what I'm talking about. Hell, Miami people know what I'm talking about. And where it's popping, they done start creating laws to stop these people that ain't really nothing from coming in causing corruption with the players that's gonna spend money in the club and the women that's worth having around the club. Because some women only bring down the club. So what I'm saying to y'all is this. You dig what I'm saying? All the people who know, for real, we owe Drive a Nice Car B a true salute for destroying a whore whose children were taken by child protective services. And if you know how this thing was brought up, you see why she is the way she is. We got to salute. I saw a video where Drive a Nice Car B was on stage and she was shaking her ass on the stool. I didn't know she did that. If I knew she did that, I would pay to go see that, because I like looking at a wiggly ass. That I would pay to go see that, because I like looking at a wiggly ass. That I would pay to go see that, because I like looking at a wiggly ass. Did that make me a bad guy? I don't know, but I ain't finna take it back.
Stupid.
But if the Monkey K was shaking her ass, it'd be just like at the Lakers game when a certain lady came and showed her ass, they put the bitch out the game.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Corey is funny, man. Hey, man, Corey is funny, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Corey Holcomb is hilarious, man. He is. I just want the brother to tighten up so that he stop making these same mistakes over and over. But the brother is hilarious. He's funny as hell.
There's been women at the thing, we got to salute. I saw a video where Drive a Nice Car B was on stage and she was shaking her ass on the stool. I didn't know she did that. If I knew she did that, I would pay to go see that, because I like looking had a wiggly ass. Did that make me a bad guy? I don't know, but I ain't finna take it back.
Stupid.
But if the monkey K was shaking her ass, it'd be just like at the Lakers game when a certain lady came and showed her ass, they put the bitch out the game. Now, there's been women at the thing, at the Lakers game, dressing
like Lizzo. You remember Lizzo the hippo? Now, Lizzo has lost some weight. No, maybe some of you might want to give Lizzo the business since she lost the weight. But when Lizzo was running around at 300 pounds, she was showing her damn booty at the Laker game. Man, they kicked that broad out of the damn Staples Center, sent her home packing, and told her hit the road, Jack, and don't you never come back. Sitting around, you're running around at 300 pounds, showing your booty cheeks all for the camera. Yeah, them white folks got rid of you.
feeling. But this is LA. If you are that of a moose or monkey, you will be removed. Do you know when little dogs bark at big dogs eat the little dogs? Until the little dog dead. In this world of 2026, the little dogs get to bark and ain't nobody stomping them out. I'm a bark at the dude who got it popping. I'm a bark at the lady who got it popping. You would never have it popping. Got that video queued up. When I was at Kansas City, play that one more time for me, man. Play that one more time. This is a weekend of somebody who got it popping. Can you play the video?
Hey, keep it real with me. Keep it real with me. Hey, what's the show funny?
This is what I'm trying to say. I might not be Elvis Presley when it comes to notoriety. I might not be
Front door. Sorry.
Eddie Murphy when it comes to notoriety. I might not be whoever you want to call, but I'm Corey Holcomb, and I'm proud of the foundation I've built, and I'm also proud of the people that helped me stand on y'all neck after you get through running your mouth. Algorithm whores.
Who's here?
After you get through running your mouth, it's popping over here. And it's going to stay popping because I'm going to tell you something. When the fire dies down and the dust settles, talent will be appreciated. The homegirl in here, she might as well jump on in this show.
Here.
You missed a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, Trina, comedian Trina in the house.
What's up, girl?
You smelling all good.
Hey, everybody.
What up, Trina?
What up, though? Hey, Corey.
What it do?
Another sunny day in LA.
Yeah, you know, when Craig told me he wasn't gonna make it, I had to call somebody to come up here and talk some shit. Normally against me because you're a woman.
That's how you feel? You feel attacked.
But before you walked in, we was talking about people who got it popping being criticized by people who literally ain't popped popcorn.
Man, Corey, that's where you wrong, man. People are making thousands of dollars a month talking about you. Poetic Flacco made $60,000 to $70,000 talking about people like you. So we can't say that these people ain't got it popping. Not only is he paying his bills off of you, he's building wealth using you for content. So we can't say that some of these people ain't got it popping. That's just false. You might not like that they're talking about you, but it is what it is. Hit the like
They
button.
ain't got none. Now, I want to ask you something because I know you. Did you go see Cardi B when she was in town?
Absolutely. I would advise everybody to go see Cordy.
It was a good concert.
Oh, it was such a good concert. You don't realize how many hits Cardi have until you go to the concert.
And then people joined her too, right? Who came out on this?
Who was there? It's so funny. I don't even know the names.
Oh, because I kept seeing.
I'm a little older than what they think, but I was impressed, and I was just floored. Every time I went to sit down, I had to get back up, like, oh, this a jam. And I was tired and everything, but I kept going. I knew the words, and she a Libra just like me, so we
So
be
I've never
vibing.
wanted to go to a Cardi B concert until now. And let me tell you why,
Bro, you
because you
so
walking
full of
in and you're not catching it. I am so proud of the way Cardi B has used her resources to
All right, we're not going to talk about Cardi B, man. Listen, man, I appreciate everybody. I got another show coming up in 10 minutes. Got another show coming up in another 10 minutes. Tap in. I want my people to do better on those likes. We could have did a better job on those likes today, but I understand the crowd. I'm not mad. It is what it is. I take everything that comes with it. Whatever comes with it, I get it. I understand it. Hit the like button. Peace, love, and blessings. I'll be back with some more content in 10 minutes. Tommy Sotomayor speaks to April Chapman about black women's weave and hair and how black women hate their hair. Is Tommy Sotomayor right, or does he have a point? Let's get into that content. In 15 more minutes, I got a whole nother show coming up. Tap in with us. Peace, love, and